Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon and Phyllis kidnapping explained. The Young and the Restless Y&R spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman Sharon case and Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford kidnapping will be explained as this double abduction mystery unravels. This is definitely a strange situation since both Sharon and Phyllis were fine when viewers last saw them on Valentine's Day. Y&R fans will recall that Nick Newman Joshua Morrow found Sharon after she fell asleep while working in a booth at the coffee house. That was right after Sharon's romantic dream about Nick, and up in Phyllis' suite, she was already in bed dreaming about Billy Abbott Jason Thompson. It seemed like Phyllis was tucked in for the night, but maybe someone barged in her room or followed her if she went somewhere. If Phyllis wound up at Crimson Lights for some tea to help her sleep, she might have been followed. Were Sharon and Phyllis both targets, or did one of them get tangled up in all this by mistake? Ian Ward Ray Wise has a beef with both women, so he would make sense as someone who kidnapped Phyllis and Sharon. Since Ian's enemies don't know he's still alive, he'd have the element of surprise on his side. However, you'd think Ian would be more focused on going after Victor Newman Eric Braden after the way things went down at the ranch. If this is Ian, why is he snatching up Sharon and Phyllis instead of making Victor pay for nearly killing him? Nikki Newman Melody Thomas Scott would make more sense as a kidnapping target if Ian's stirring up another round of trouble. There's also the matter of Ray Wise seemingly wrapping his run and giving a departure interview to Sod. Wise claimed he didn't know what happened to Ian after he woke up in that ambulance and just hoped that maybe the show would bring him back someday. It's a good idea to consider other kidnapper possibilities since there's no guarantee Ian is making more mischief just yet. It's possible there'll be some other blast from the past character behind this kidnapping who has a reason to target both Phyllis and Sharon. There might be some Y&R history that'll ultimately tie in. Then again, maybe this could be a strategy to introduce someone new to the canvas. What better way to bring on a bada than to have them snatch two key players in Genoa City? If the show intends to do a big umbrella story, perhaps this could somehow be linked to Aristotle Dumas and his upcoming debut. Aristotle is the shady owner of the companies Damien Kane Germain Rivers runs, but he might have some kidnapper minions in GC and some mysterious motives when it comes to his involvement here. Whatever the case, Sharon and Phyllis will find themselves stuck in close quarters together once they wake up on the floor of a grimy apartment somewhere. The Young and the Restless spoilers say this storyline will bring some shocking news, so stick with us for more Snatcher predictions and updates on all the latest developments. The Young and the Restless has always been known for its riveting storylines, full of intrigue, passion, and unexpected twists. The latest buzz surrounding Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers hints at an intense new chapter for both women, and fans are left speculating about a potential kidnapping that could rock Genoa City. Could these two iconic characters be trapped in a shocking new plot? The suspense is palpable, and it's time to break down what this possible kidnapping means, how it could unfold, and the ultimate impact on the residents of Genoa City. The background: Sharon and Phyllis' complicated history. To fully understand the gravity of a kidnapping involving Sharon and Phyllis, we must first acknowledge the history between these two. Their rivalry has been one of the most notable and enduring in The Young and the Restless. Sharon, the compassionate and often misunderstood therapist, has spent years tangled in complex relationships with various men in Genoa City, most notably Nick Newman and Adam Newman. Meanwhile, Phyllis, with her fiery temper and sharp wit, has often found herself in direct conflict with Sharon, both in the realm of business and love. Their personal and professional lives have intersected countless times, each encounter escalating their animosity. Despite this, there have also been moments of cooperation between the two women, especially when they are united against a common enemy. However, their interactions have always been defined by an underlying tension, setting the stage for a more explosive clash. The kidnapping twist. Why Sharon and Phyllis now? The big question. Why Sharon and Phyllis? What would compel anyone to target these two women? While it's still unclear who exactly is behind this potential kidnapping, there are several possible theories that may shed light on the situation. A personal vendetta. One possible explanation for Sharon and Phyllis kidnapping is that it's the result of a personal vendetta from someone who has a long-standing grudge against both women. Genoa City has no shortage of enemies, both old and new, who could be seeking revenge. Could it be someone from Sharon's past, perhaps a former patient or a wronged ex, or maybe Phyllis has made a powerful enemy in the business world who is using her as leverage to exact revenge? Given Sharon's role as a therapist and Phyllis' history with business dealings and romantic entanglements, it's not hard to imagine a situation where a vengeful individual decides that the best way to hurt them both is through a drastic and shocking act like kidnapping. An unlikely alliance. Another possibility is that the kidnapping could be part of a larger, more complex plot involving several key players. It's not outside the realm of possibility for Sharon and Phyllis to find themselves temporarily united in the face of a common threat. Imagine a storyline where these two women, who have spent years at odds, are forced into an unlikely alliance to escape a dangerous captor. Their chemistry would be fascinating as they navigate the tension and desperation of the situation, trying to outwit their captors while putting aside their differences. Could this be the moment where Sharon and Phyllis have no choice but to put their rivalry on hold for the greater good? It would be an intriguing twist, especially if they were forced to lean on each other in ways they never have before. The question remains, however, could they trust each other enough to survive the ordeal? Possible culprits. Who could be behind it? With Genoa City's web of characters full of intrigue, it's important to consider who might have the motive, means, and opportunity to kidnap Sharon and Phyllis. Let's examine a few suspects who could be involved. Adam Newman. Adam Newman has been one of the most complex characters on The Young and the Restless. His motivations are often unclear, and his moral compass is constantly shifting. While Adam and Sharon have had their ups and downs, there's always been an undercurrent of tension between them, especially when Adam is involved in questionable dealings. Could Adam, in a bid to control his future or manipulate Sharon, orchestrate a kidnapping as part of a larger scheme? His motives are always difficult to pinpoint, and this could be another example of his darker impulses coming to the surface. Diane Jenkins. Diane Jenkins has recently returned to Genoa City, and with her comes a renewed sense of mystery. While she has seemingly reformed and found common ground with several key players, there's always the possibility that she is hiding darker motives. If Diane feels cornered or threatened by Sharon or Phyllis, whether it's over family matters or business deals, could she resort to desperate measures? Kidnapping could be her way of silencing them and removing them as obstacles in her path. Victor Newman. Victor Newman, the ultimate power player in Genoa City, has often been linked to high-stakes schemes and underhanded tactics. He is no stranger to orchestrating plans that involve extreme measures. Could Victor, perhaps with a hidden agenda, decide that Sharon and Phyllis need to be taken out of the picture for a while? If there's a larger game being played, Victor could very well be pulling the strings behind the scenes. The emotional toll on Sharon and Phyllis. A kidnapping would no doubt take a heavy emotional toll on both Sharon and Phyllis, forcing them to confront not only the immediate danger but also their pasts and inner fears. For Sharon, a woman who has experienced so much loss and trauma, being held captive could trigger painful memories and fears for her loved ones, especially her children. Sharon's deep empathy and care for others would make her especially vulnerable in a situation like this. Phyllis, on the other hand, has always been a fighter, but her sharp exterior masks a more fragile side. A kidnapping could force Phyllis to reckon with her own vulnerabilities and insecurities, challenging the tough facade she's built over the years. As the situation escalates, Phyllis may reveal a more vulnerable side to herself, creating new layers to her character and allowing her to bond with Sharon in ways that weren't previously possible. The impact on Genoa City. The kidnapping of Sharon and Phyllis would certainly send shockwaves through Genoa City. Both women are key players in the community, and their sudden disappearance would set off a chain reaction. Nick Newman, Phyllis' daughter Summer, and Sharon's ex-husband Dylan would all be thrust into the midst of the crisis, scrambling to find their loved ones and uncover the truth behind the abduction. The dynamics between these characters could shift dramatically, creating an atmosphere of fear, uncertainty, and even alliances between former enemies. If the truth behind the kidnapping were to be revealed, it would set the stage for some high-octane drama in the coming months. The big reveal: what happens next? The mystery surrounding Sharon and Phyllis' kidnapping could set the stage for a larger, multi-layered storyline, with unexpected twists and turns around every corner. Whether the truth comes to light quickly or remains hidden for a while, one thing is certain: The Young and the Restless is setting up a thrilling ride for its fans. With the stakes higher than ever, this kidnapping will undoubtedly push Sharon and Phyllis and everyone around them into uncharted territory. Who is behind the plot? What will happen to Sharon and Phyllis? And, most importantly, how will their kidnapping impact the future of Genoa City? Stay tuned, because the drama is only just beginning.